Yeah. Wake up with coffee and sports. Sunrise glow, listen coast to coast. A flow like you know.
Offensively, who made them? Oh, Patrick Mahomes.
Sideline to sideline with plays to show. This network's got the spark.
When you put up 300 yards rushing against someone, that you got your butt whooped.
I feel like I would have liked to see Oregon, Ohio State in the semis, not the quarters. So I think some reseeding is probably where I would change. But
they're out of their mind. They're going to do this 3 quarterbacks in a row.
Here's the crazy.
I just can't take it.
First heat flying high, fans cheering loud, and one podcast moving through the crowd. Meaty Boyz brawling, no holds barred bout. This wire life never in doubt. Tune into the vibe.
That's my bold prediction for the show. Devin Booker, in the next 3 years, he will be a Houston Rocket.
Because I still think Seth is still at the top of his game. I do. I think he's right there. Who knows? Maybe. Not this year, but one time soon. Why wouldn't we potentially see Seth and Roman?
Tune in the vibe.
Gardi3 on the mic tonight. News coming in left and right. More battle with the latest fight. Gene's got the insight tight. Champions rise and they fall. Wire to wire, got it all. Every move and every brawl. Tune in for the curtain call. Wrestling talk all night long. Catch the latest match and song. Ring the bell, let's get it on. Every story bright and strong. In the ring they clash and roar. New rivalries and so much more. Titles change and legends lore.
Hey, what's poppin', y'all? It is your boy, Gardi3, and welcome to the Meaty Boyz podcast. And joining us this week, she is Key. How you doing, Key?
What's going on, Brett? We chilling. We're talking some wrestling tonight.
And there's a lot of wrestling to talk about, as we know.
Boy.
This weekend, we have 3 events. We have AEW, All In Texas. Got Evolution, and Saturday night's main event.
There's actually 4, but of course we're not going to go over the Great American Bash. So it's actually 4.
Oh, yeah. No, we'll post some Great American Bash predictions on the page or something, but yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. At the end of the day, to me, there's no such thing as too much wrestling because you can always just pick and choose what you want. So the more varieties going on, the better.
Yeah, I'm going to have something on my TV, something on the computer. Yeah, I'm going to have them all.
Hey, fair enough. Why don't we start with the biggest one of the weekend? Of course, I would think the biggest one of the weekend is AEW All In. And I think that they have a great card. Now, we can say who we could, kind of want to win the casino gauntlet matches. Because obviously the winner gets a guaranteed title shot. It acted like a Money in the Bank, as we saw Christian try to cash in earlier this year. But that being said, Key, the only thing that I care about is please book it better than last year when you had tried to have Christian cash in and get choked out by, Mox. Like, if you're going to do this stipulation, please do better this year. That's all I ask.
Right.
But say, is there anybody you would like to see win these matches? If you had to pick a favorite.
Who's in it, first of all, the casino? Like,
I know.
Participants.
Say See that's the challenge.
Oh, you don't know? It's a
like a battle royal. That's the hard part. Or say not battle royal, but it's like a ladder match. But yeah, no, it's like a lot of surprises.
Oh boy, and then that could be anybody.
I'll give the two names that I would love to see. I'd love to see win. I would love to see this match, maybe make a new star. And I think there's a guy who could be a star on the men's side that the casino briefcase could very well help him out a ton. Actually, you know what? I think this is just for the AEW World Championship match. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but I think that if we're going to give somebody an AEW World Championship match some point down the road, give me the Switchblade, Jay White. I think this guy has star written all over him. And they haven't pulled the trigger on it. So I think the betting favorite, I think it has to be MJF, especially with this Hurt Syndicate storyline he's got going on. But I would love to see them make a new star out of, Jay White and give him that title opportunity that goes a little better than the first time he challenged for it. On the women's side, I think there's just a woman that gets disrespected and should be on AEW Dynamite more that I'd love to see win this. Now, I'm going to give two names. The first name is I would love to see Athena win it. Because either Athena versus Toni Storm or her versus Mercedes Part 2 sounds like it would slap. But if you're not going to go with Athena, give it to Willow.
Yeah, Willow be working her tail off.
I think Willow's the perfect kind of girl to build this division around. Either her or Chris Statlander, I think, are the two future faces of this, division. And I think they're key pillars going forward. And I would love to see, especially since, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Willow's from Texas. I think it would just be a great, hometown moment. Get Willow her future championship match where she deserves in front of a crowd that's going to absolutely go nuts for it.
Now I was gonna mention Chris Statlander as well in the women's division. Like you said, you got Willow. Those three. Athena definitely needs to be pushing. Just need to see somebody else besides Monet, the CEO. On the screen all the time. So
no, absolutely. So I won't spend too much time on that, man. But those are some names I'd like to see win it. So another name would be fun for the men's side. Mark Briscoe would just be chaotic. So
what if they push Ricochet? That would be hilarious.
Mark Briscoe and Ricochet is the funniest thing ever. Just watching Mark Briscoe make fun of Ricochet for being bald is so funny.
That would be classic for real.
No, absolutely. We got a TNT title match. I'm guessing this might open the show because this would be a great opener. Adam Cole versus Kyle Fletcher for the AEW TNT title. And I don't know about Yuki, but I think it's time to, maybe try to use this to put over a future star. I think I'm going to guess they use this moment to give Kyle Fletcher a big moment over Adam Cole. What do you think?
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like they might let Adam Cole retain too.
It feels like also it's about time for Adam Cole to maybe do a little heel turn. He's been playing the good guy for a little too long now, so I'm gonna pick Kyle Fletcher in this one, but I think Adam Cole will do a full blown heel turn if he does retain. No, we have the tag titles: Jet Speed versus the Hurt Syndicate, and I think this is just the Hurt Syndicate. I think they're doing too good that you don't even think about having the Hurt Syndicate lose for a long while. I could see them holding on to these titles until, maybe Wrestle Dream in October. It's just their work is so good and they're so funny together.
It was weird. I'm like, at MJF, wait a minute, what is going on here? So Yeah, Harrison gets fun to watch as well. We all thought Cedric Alexander was going to come over, but he's in TNA, so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We got some and then like to me that what with Revolution, I think we've had some great matches so far this year. And I think we could have a big, like 4 straight 5-star matches with these next 4 matches, and I'm not even kidding. We have the Young Bucks versus Ospreay and Swerve. If the Young Bucks lose, they will relinquish their EVP roles. If Ospreay and Strickland lose, they will forfeit the right to challenge for the AEW World Title for 1 year.
Ooh. This is going to be a dog fight. I know that. This is going to be a brawl. You know how the Young Bucks like pulling out these shoes and whatnot. So, but I'm going to go Swerve and Ospreay here.
No, that's fair enough. I think the Young Bucks as EVPs, but they've been doing it a long time at this point. So I would prefer that, honestly. And I think it would be a disgrace to keep Will and Swerve away from the world title scene for an entire year. So
I agree. A whole year? They got to go down to mid-card level if that happens. But, yeah, no.
Yeah, no, so I agree. I think it's going to be Ospreay and Swerve. And the Young Bucks will just relinquish their EVP roles. I think that's going to be a 5-star match.
Yeah, that's going to be a banger.
And now we have 3 world title matches. Or 2 world title matches and a mid-card title match, but we're finally getting it. Years after, we're getting Okada versus Omega the 5th. If anybody has never seen Okada versus Omega when they're both closer to their primes, they had a match so good it broke Dave Meltzer's scale because they went for like an hour. It was the most absurd thing you're ever going to see. These two have insane chemistry. This match is going to be nuts. So I guess my question to you, Key, is Okada or Omega?
I'm going to take Omega. After all the, the payback that he did made him bleed profusely. We sitting there, I'm like, wow, did he really just beat him up like that? Yeah, so Omega's out for revenge. So I'm gonna go Kenny. This is gonna be another good match.
And you know what? I have to agree with you. I think Okada could very well win. This is gonna be a 50-50 match. This might be the best match on the entire card, honestly. I gotta trust in my guy, the best bout machine. I think he would be the perfect first guy to have the unify the international and continental championships. I think he'd be the perfect first guy to do that, especially since he already has that history in AEW of being the most dominant world champion. I think he's the perfect guy to establish the legacy of this new title. So I'm going to go with Kenny Omega. Now, we've had like 1 5-star match from the women's division already this year. Key, are we going to have a second? We have Toni Storm versus Mercedes Moné for the AEW Women's World Title.
This is going to be interesting because Toni Storm's already great at what she does, and then Moné, she's already good at what she do. So put them together, we gonna see another 5-star matchup. They both wrestle in the ring, both got the creativity, both got the move set. This is gonna be a dogfight.
No, absolutely. And you know what? I think Toni Storm should retain against Mercedes. I like Mercedes, and I think her belt collector gimmick is great. But I also don't need her having, both the TBS title, the Women's World title, and about like 5 other titles. Like, I would love to at least keep those. Because, the challenge when we try to put like the main title, like the Women's World title and the TBS title onto one person is one title tends to get lost in the shuffle. So I think Toni Storm should just retain because she's doing such great work. But if Mercedes does win, I'm not against it. I just think that she should probably drop the TBS title rather quickly. Unless she's about to start pulling doubles on pay-per-views.
Right. Like, so, I mean, she can't hold all them belts forever. So, I mean, if she does win the world, the women's championship, then she's going to have to, like you said, drop that TBS and have somebody else, fight for that belt.
Yeah. She's going to have to start, like, taking a shopping cart out to the ring with all of her titles.
She got to have a wagon.
And you know what? This is the most interesting match of the night because it feels like the Death Rider stories hang in the balance.
Oh, God, that is irking my nerves.
Moxley versus Adam Hangman Page for the AEW World Title. I think that if this pay-per-view, because like I will give the Death Riders some credit, the story has gotten a lot better after they got away from Cope. After feuding with, first Swerve, now Hangman. Like, they've been doing some great work with those two. I think if the ending to this story is Hangman winning the title in Texas, I think this could almost, like, maybe go as far as to say save the story entirely, just because of how great the feel-good moment at the end would be.
Right.
But if Mox, like, chokes out Hangman, and we have to continue this until Darby Allin comes back, then it has officially jumped the shark. So, to me, I'm going to go with Hangman. I think he has to win because I think Hangman winning salvages like the entire story, the highs and the lows at that point.
No, I'm gonna go with Hangman as well. I feel like this is predictable up until like the casino matches. We don't know about those, but I feel like the other matches can be predictable a little bit.
Yeah, no, I feel like the world title match that's going to give us some WrestleMania 40 vibes with a lot of run-ins. So I think there's going to be about 87 run-ins in that match, but I think it's going to be the best form of chaos possible. So like I said, I'm looking forward to this weekend. I'm looking forward to catching up with, what happens in AEW. And, of course, Key, switching over, we got some WWE to talk, which, by the way, I wanted to give definitely wanted to give Charlotte, she released that great article earlier about herself today. I'll acknowledge that actually real quick. Obviously, our thoughts and prayers are absolutely with the victims of the Texas flood. We're praying that everything, praying that it all, works out well in the end. Like, I'm hoping that, everybody down there is okay and gets the help that they need. It's just an unfortunate situation going down in Texas.
Definitely.
But no, I wanted to give Charlotte some credit because there's not a lot of people that are willing to be that open about their struggles and write about it and put themselves out there like she did. Right. So I'll give her all the credit in the world for doing that. And it was interesting to kind of see that little. It was interesting to see the little tidbit about what she really thought about the Tiffany Stratton 0 for 3 line, which I think some people forget that there are still limits to doing a shoot promo.
Right.
There's still boundaries you have to respect. So it did seem at the time we sounded and looked like Tiffany went overboard. We didn't think that Charlotte approved the line, and yeah, it turns out she absolutely didn't. So
yeah, she definitely struck a nerve there. I said that line's going to be goated. From whenever we talk about shoots, they're gonna automatically go to Charlotte, you 0-3. Like, she legitimately felt bad and was hurt. Like, she was sad about the whole thing. Like, she went on Sherry Shepherd's talk show and she actually broke down about it. Like, she was hurt.
Yeah. So we know she definitely didn't approve of that line. Just like I said, I like a shoot, but I like a good old fashioned shoot promo. But Oh, let's just. I hope that in the future that maybe some of the wrestlers are a little more mindful about sensitive topics like that.
I mean, she could have said, "Oh, you didn't fall too far from the daddy's tree," something in that nature. Because you all know Ric Flair not good with marriages either. I mean, you could have said something along those lines, and we would have put two and two together. But she went straight for the juggler. You're 0-3.
Yeah. I want Trish Stratus to win over Tiffany Stratton. That would be interesting. I would. Hey, set up a potential Trish versus Jade match at SummerSlam. That would be something.
At least Trish can fight better than Oldberg, but we'll talk about that.
Oh yeah. So, Randy Orton versus Drew McIntyre. We just had this match set up on SmackDown. Who do you got? Do you think it's Orton or do you think it's McIntyre?
So we haven't seen Drew in a while. He took some time off a little bit. Randy just, of course, he wasn't going to beat Cody at King of the Ring. I mean, Clash of the Champions for the King of the Ring finals. I don't know. This should be a good match as well. And then I thought Randy had shades of possibly him going heel. That could be looming because I thought he was going to punt Cody. Drew, I'm gonna take Randy. I'm gonna take Randy, even though it's possible Drew can beat Randy. But I'm gonna go with Randy's gonna win here.
See, I had the opposite thought. Because we did see like Randy tease that heel turn. I think Drew McIntyre beating him kind of pushes them closer to that heel turn. And I almost think that maybe that's what they're setting up for the feud of the fall. Drew beats Randy. Randy, thinks Randy decides he has to turn heel and he has to make a statement. So, what's a better statement than setting up that Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes feud a couple weeks from now? So, but one of them needs to be the heel, and I highly doubt it'll be Cody. So,
right,
having Randy turn and maybe attack Cody and putting him on the shelf after he loses to Cena, I think that would be an absolutely terrific way to write Cody off, since he apparently does have a movie to go film. So, say Goldberg is going to drag him through the mud. Gunther is so disrespectful. Gunther is very disrespectful. It's one of his. It's the charming thing about him, right?
Yeah. That promo he did, and then here come Goldberg scooping in on his muscle car and goes in.
No, yeah, I'd say we got. Speaking of me saying, yeah, we got LA Knight versus Seth freaking Rollins.
Oh man, that should be a crazy match. I can see people getting involved. And just for that reason, Seth's going to win.
I'm going to lean towards Seth Rollins too. I think the only way LA Knight wins if Roman shows up to work. If Roman shows up, then I think he screws over Seth Rollins and LA Knight wins him. But yeah, as it stands right now, I think it's just Seth Rollins wins this one.
All right, we haven't seen Roman come back, so when is the right time for him to come back and surprise us?
It has to be soon, right? Like, apparently he's going to have a match at SummerSlam, which is only in a couple, August 2nd and 3rd, and that's, less than a month away at this point. So I wouldn't be shocked if this was when Roman came back. And, of course, we have Gunther versus Goldberg.
Oh, sorry. Take the G off. Goldberg. Let's see how many minutes he lasts in this match.
I will give them credit. They did this perfectly. If there's one spot that Goldberg's going to get the biggest pop of his life, it's going to be in Atlanta. So I feel like the crowd will go nuts for this. I do think that, Gunther wins. I don't think it makes any sense for Goldberg to beat Gunther unless he's going to, defend it down the line at SummerSlam, or if a Seth Rollins cash-in is immediately happening. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Gunther wins this one.
Yeah, ain't Goldberg ain't nowhere near touching it. Like I said, unless they swerve us and Goldberg wins, then you definitely know Seth is cashing in. But I don't, quite frankly, see that happening. I think Seth is gonna, Gunther will definitely take this one.
I say a cash-in would be interesting because obviously you could run Roman versus Seth for the world title at SummerSlam. That would be a big match, probably the biggest match they could do. So I guess it's not out of the realm of possibilities. Or another fun idea is we could run Seth's crew versus Roman's bloodline, whatever members he could cough up, either Jimmy and Jay or even, Jimmy and Sammy. So I could see, Roman coming back here and setting up a 6-man tag against Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, or maybe a future one-on-one match.
Yeah, then again, look, even if Gunther wins, who's to say Seth still don't try to cash in?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think the only way Goldberg does win if Seth does cash in, because what Goldberg wins and do you just have him retire anyway and it's just like a vacant title? Does he have to stick around for one more match, which I really don't think he has in him?
No, absolutely not.
I think he has this match in him. And that's it. So
3 moves of doom.
I'll give him credit. He's been getting the people have been loving Goldberg at the shows. The crowd's been going nuts for him. And I know I'll be watching his last match, so I will be excited to see how much he has left in the tank for this one. If he can get that, match that gives him the closure he needs.
This is how the move set is going to go. He's going to go in there. He's going to, hit him a couple times. You're going to see a spear. You're going to see an F5. I mean, not F5. You're going to see a spear, and then you're going to see the jackknife and a clothesline. That's 3 moves of doom.
Yeah, honestly, regardless of Gunther, if Gunther wins or loses, I'm starting the match off with 3 Goldberg spears and a jackhammer. I'm going to show you that. Oh yeah, Goldberg's winning.
So how many spears you think we gonna see?
How many spears can you really fit into a 5-minute match? I'm gonna go with 5.
What's that? 2.5?
Over under 2.5 spears.
Yep. I'm gonna take that bet.
I'll take the over. Say what's good. Say Goldberg's gonna lay those hands on Gunther. We'll see. This Saturday it should be a ton of fun. So we're looking forward to it. Now we can switch over to Evolution 2. We'll kind of start with the Battle Royal key. We don't know everybody that's going to be in it, but I guess we'll do it like this, kind of like with the Casino Battle Royal. Is there anybody you really want to see, win that Battle Royal for that future match?
Someone who they ain't really pushing. That could be anybody. Trying to think. Maxine, Natty, Ivy Now. Trying to think of all the girls. Stephanie got a belt. Roxanne has a belt. Raquel has a belt. Liv is injured. Rhea don't need to be in that match. And then Bailey's fighting on her own. Dang, who is left?
I think you already said the person I think needs to win. It's just Stephanie Vakir, right?
Right.
I got a AAA or TNA wrestler winning the Battle Royal. Okay. I do like that idea too. If you're gonna go with the WWE wrestler to get that title shot in France, I think it's just Stephanie Vakir. But I mean, who's to say that we won't get a surprise entrant from like Jordan Grace to get that title shot? Like, there's so many ways that this could go, but I feel like for me, it just has to be Stephanie Vakir.
Yeah.
And Seg said, the manga behind me, Rosario Vampire, Naruto, Bleach, Shama, Kame got killed. I got you, don't worry. Say, of course, the Women's Intercontinental Championship, Becky versus Bayley versus Lyra. This is the feud that this title needed. Like, you always need that feud to give it some legitimacy. Lyra versus Becky has done just that, and add Bayley to the mix. That is absolutely terrific. I love it. So, Key, Becky, Bayley, Lyra. Who do you got winning this one?
I don't know. Monday was heated. You know, all three of them was in the ring. You know, Becky was talking her stuff, and then here comes Bayley, and then Lyra came out. I think Lyra turns heel. I can see that heel turn coming.
Yeah, I think it feels like it should be Lyra. This feels like it's the perfect opportunity to just kind of elevate Lyra and the title, and then we can continue the Becky Lynch versus Bayley kind of blood feud that's going on. So, or well, maybe it's time for a Bayley heel turn.
And I think Bayley do some of her best stuff as a heel.
I think so too. I think this could be the grounds for a Bayley heel turn. So
I can hear the excuses now when she turns.
I'm going to go with Becky retains, and then Bayley and Lyra just end up feuding. I feel like they'll want to keep the title on Becky going into SummerSlam since she's kind of their biggest star in the mid-card right now. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, Damian. Becky retains, Bayley turns heel. I think that would be a great undercard feud. Give me Bayley versus Lyra at SummerSlam, and then we can run Becky versus, whoever you want.
Yeah, sounds good. But what did I pick? I don't know. I'm gonna say Becky's gonna retain.
Give me like Becky versus Io at SummerSlam.
Ooh.
Here we go. Jade versus Naomi. No holds barred.
Oh, they're gonna kill each other. But I think this is gonna go more than 2 fights. I mean, this feud is gonna drag out some more. I still think they got one more in them. But I'm gonna say Naomi wins this one since Jade did win at WrestleMania. So I'm gonna say I'll say Naomi here.
Yeah, you know what? This is so tough because every time I pick against Jade, they just have her win anyway. So, you know what? I think I am going to pick Jade because I think Naomi will get her moment back on her at SummerSlam.
Yeah, cash in, yep.
When she cashes in and ruins her moment. And unless if Naomi's getting some help, which, by the way, I think would be a great reveal for the fall if she forms her own faction, I'm going to go with, Naomi wins, Bianca returns and attacks Jade. I think it's going to be Jade wins this one and Naomi gets her vengeance by cashing in and ruining Jade's moment later.
I forgot all about Bianca. She took a bad injury. It was her finger or her hand. That joint looked nasty. But they didn't say when she was coming back, but I can see her implementing herself in that match somehow.
Jade versus Naomi versus Bianca at some point is going to be absolutely terrific. That would be funny if Naomi catches it on Jade. Jade's got that world title match at SummerSlam, so it'll be interesting to see who she ends up facing. It looks like it's going to be Jade versus the winner of Tiffy and Trish, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Let's see, the women's tag team championships. Now, there's 2 teams that are to be announced, but I feel like the winner's already here. There's 2 teams announced, and it's Alexa and Charlotte, and Raquel and Roxanne, and then 2 more mystery teams, but I really feel like that it's just going to be Alexa and Charlotte winning the women's tag titles.
Yeah, they formed a tag team. I don't know if they pulled a trigger so soon just yet on them. But I'm gonna have Roxanne and Raquel retain.
Asuka and Kairi are the final tag team. Oh, the Kabuki Warriors. Okay, that's going to be a really just fun match.
Yeah,
I'm just going to run with Alexa and Charlotte. I think they'll do the they'll win the tag titles for a while and eventually feud with each other, but they're pushing the idea of Charlotte winning gold at Evolution, and I feel like they're going to end up pulling the trigger on that.
that should be interesting too. Now, do the crowd boo for Charlotte and Alexa?
That's the hard part because they're not going to boo Alexa. They love Alexa. You got Zarya and Soul winning. Okay. That's the beauty of this tag team match, by the way. Literally anybody can win, and I'll be like, that makes sense. That works.
I'm all for seeing the Soul Snatcher. Best move ever.
No, absolutely. So it'll be interesting. We all pick 3 different people, so I'm looking forward to it. I think it's Alexa and Charlotte. You got Raquel and Roxanne. Damien's got Zarya and Soul. Okay. I do love that they're defending the NXT Women's Championship. I know I mentioned her possibly winning the Battle Royal as a surprise. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen somebody enter a Battle Royal and wrestle. Obviously, I'm talking about Jordan Grace versus JC Jane. And I was just about to ask you, who do you see winning this one?
I was shocked when they put it on JC. To be honest, but I think they give it to Jordan.
Yeah, it feels like JC. Like it was a well-deserved run. She's been there forever. She kind of deserved a little bit of a world title run. But I think it's Jordan Grace's time.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially with when we look at the titles, that are being defended, we know that, they might not move any title. Like, I feel like they'll at least want one title change, and I feel like this is the safest bet. Like, if you want to put money down on a title change, I feel like it's this one, with Jordan Grace beating JC Jane Saturday night. And then the 2 world title matches. Tiffy Time versus Trish Stratus.
Trish Stratus, all I can say is she looks good to be 49. She's not even 50 yet. I definitely feel like she can put on a better match than Goldberg. She ain't gonna be winded for 5 minutes and be done. Out of the legends, this definitely should be interesting. The reason why Trish is on there only because, Nikki was supposed to be on, but Liv got hurt, so that mixed a tag team match. So he hit up Trish. I feel like this is going to be a better match out the 2. Only better than Tiffany and Charlotte, because I feel like with Tiffany and Charlotte they didn't have any chemistry. At least Trish is gonna either put, well, of course Trish is gonna put her over, but I just feel like Trish will still know how to work in the ring, and she'll compliment off Tiffany. So, but Tiffany retains. It's Tiffy time.
And I completely agree with that. I think they've been clearly teasing they wanted to go, the Tiffany versus Jade route. And I think Tiffany's title reign does end at SummerSlam with a loss to Jade. But no, I would definitely give her the win over Trish and let her keep chugging along for another month before that. But yeah, I don't know if Trish wants to. I don't know if Trish would want to dedicate herself to another, month of TV before dropping it to Jade.
Right.
Next month. But yeah, I agree. I think it's Tiffy time. And I think also the last match, Io versus Rhea Ripley. Thank God Nikki isn't in the title match. I'm not a big fan of. So I'm not a big fan of just how they put these title matches together in the first place. It just seemed kind of lazy with the champion picking. But this one just confused the crap out of me. Okay, so we just watched a segment where, Io and Asuka the week before were talking about, oh, well, we really want to face each other. I would always love to face you. And then Io comes out and says, oh, by the way, I'm wrestling Rhea Ripley. Which, by the way, this is going to be a terrific match. But at the same time, Rhea is literally the only opponent we've seen Io face in this title run. Rhea's been a part of every single Io Sky match in this title run. I like these two. They're going to have a fantastic match. This is going to be the best match of the night. If this is the way it ends for Io, it's just kind of unfortunate that we couldn't give her a more diverse portfolio of opponents rather than Rhea again, Rhea and Bianca, and now Rhea again.
Right.
It just seems like a very just unfortunate title run, and I'm hoping Io retains, but I think they're going to put the title back on Rhea Ripley here.
They calling her Rhea Hogan now.
No, I'm it's funny. I'll never go as far as to call somebody Hogan because that was just a new level of, just kind of, ego. Rhea's always been kind of a team player, willing to put whoever over.
Mm-hmm.
We don't say that doesn't work for me, brother, for no reason.
And also, Rhea has never beat Io, so that's interesting.
Yeah, no, I think Rhea's more than willing. Rhea's great. She's always been a team player, willing to put whoever over. Which it's just kind of like WWE loves her, Triple H loves her, and they want to push her to the moon.
Right.
Now, it's almost like people think that she has creative control, which people have ironically accused Mercedes Moné of having over in AEW. It's no. These ladies are just the best in their division. That's who they want to push. So, but yeah, I feel like it's Rhea. Hate to say, with the way WWE has booked the pay-per-view this year, I'm not really excited for SummerSlam. They haven't given me a reason to be excited for SummerSlam yet. John Cena versus
it's 2 nights. They got some weeks away. Triple H got some work to do.
Don't worry. His appearance got nixed, so at SummerSlam we can start hearing Fiend again. Right? Travis Scott's got to get involved in Cody versus Cena the second.
Oh, God.
No, I'm not really sold on SummerSlam yet, but to be fair, they've announced one match. They haven't given me a reason to be sold yet, so
I just hope it's not rushed and, boom, go here y'all go have at it.
I think that they just need to calm down on some of these special shows. I like the longer breaks in between pay-per-views because it gives more time to build for the pay-per-view. Every 2 weeks we've been having some sort of PLE. And we have 3 different PLEs from WWE this weekend alone. I love wrestling. I love, WWE and what they are capable of, but I think they're just kind of overbooking the PLE scene.
Yeah, it's gonna be overkill, especially next month, 2 nights of SummerSlam. So, I mean, it's gonna be interesting.
I know I'm gonna try to make it to SummerSlam next year. It's in Minnesota. It's an hour away from me.
In Minnesota.
Actually, no. Actually, Minnesota. I was thinking of Chicago. Minnesota's probably closer to 5 or 6 hours, but that's fine. All right, Key, question for you. What are your thoughts on Cardi B hosting SummerSlam?
I don't see an issue with it.
I'm okay with it. She seems like she cares and she's gonna put in effort. Like to me, that's the thing. Like, as long as you're excited to be there and you give off that, energy that the fans can feed off of and get people excited for it, I'm down. I love it.
Yeah, I agree. Nothing wrong with Cardi B, especially she got the, her new song Outside. So everybody likes Cardi. So, get hype and excited with her. So I don't see nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it's not like we're running like, say, seeing Cardi guest hosting Raw or SummerSlam. I love it. Hey, it's not like it can't be any worse than when they used to have the weekly guest host of Raw. That was always awful.
Ooh.
I was on Twitter and somebody said I saw somebody like saying how good we had it when we had the celebrity guest host of Raw. I'm like, there's no way somebody's nostalgic for Al Sharpton and the Hot Tub Time Machine guys. Like, that was awful. By the way, Key, do you remember? I hope someone don't come out and try to bully Cardi. I don't think so. I think she'll be, unless she agrees to be in a segment, like, kind of what happened with Jelly Roll.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she'll be fine. And if she does agree to a segment, I'm sure it'll be her hitting like a choke slam or something.
Yeah, I definitely don't see her getting involved in any matches or whatnot.
Nah. It was funny. I saw some people online. They were like, oh, we used to have it so good. And it was literally them like revisiting some of the Authority stuff from like 14, and that was the funniest thing ever to me. I think people remember like the Dolph Ziggler, great SummerSlam performance and the debut of Sting at Survivor Series. And they think, the Authority storyline was so great, but I don't think they remember like the 80 pounds of slop we had to go through to get to that. So I'm just here to spread the word. Please stop romanticizing the Authority storyline. It was not good. Please. I had to watch the Big Show try to steal Daniel Bryan's Yes movement, and the Authority got disbanded to come back a month later. Like, it was bad. That is not the thing to be nostalgic over. But no, those are our fun little predictions for this weekend. We hope you have a great time watching. I know I will. Keith, thank you for hopping on. Anything you wanted to add before we get up on out of here?
It's going to be a great weekend for wrestling. Of course, got a Great American Bash as well I think that's kicking off Saturday. Then of course you got the main event, then you got All In, and then Evolution. Hopefully Evolution is good, because again, I'm rooting for the women. They definitely got to put them on top. But I heard that some of the legends was upset that they didn't get invited. Like, who was it? Victoria, Michelle McCool. Like, they was upset that they didn't, they didn't get called. But yeah.
I think this Evolution. My one takeaway from Evolution is I hope they don't use this as an excuse to like never do it again. And what I mean by that is they've actually booked it pretty poorly. Like, just with the setup around it, like the matches itself are fine, but like you're booked at the same time and date as a Beyonce concert that's happening across the street. So you're taking potential like people to go to your show. Like, I'm sorry, but nobody's I'm sorry, but like nobody's gonna choose to go to Evolution 2 over Beyonce most likely.
You're right. They're picking Beyonce every time.
Absolutely. And at the same time that's all going on, there's already a lot of wrestling with All In and Saturday night's main event, and at the same time that's going on the same platform as Evolution 2, you have the finale of Love Island going on. So like, I feel like this was really poorly planned out, and I don't think the viewership and the attendance numbers are going to be great for it. And I just hope they don't use that as an excuse to just be like, yeah, we're never doing this again. See?
Right.
Like,
just pick a different day.
Right. Like, it's not on the ladies. That's just on bad planning.
Mm-hmm.
say, who do you think should be champion now? Who really deserves it? You know, it's funny. I definitely don't have a problem with Io being champion right now. I love Io. Tiffany, I think you need to get the belt off Tiffany, and I would love to see.
It's time to rotate now.
I would love to see like Naomi win it. I think Naomi's.
They're gonna go that move. They're gonna go that route.
I think Naomi has absolutely earned that shot. And when it comes to Tiffany, like, I think that this whole like, not only the title range has kind of reached its expiration date. I think the face turn has reached its expiration date. So the only way to extend hers is if you're full blown turning her heel.
Yeah, so I mean, Tiffany's better as a heel anyway. It's just when she got to the main roster, they was like, oh well, she's doing good as a face. Let's make her face. She's better as a heel.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing. I like Tiffany too, David. The challenge with Tiffany though is she's already held the title since January. So like, what else could you realistically do with Tiffany to prevent people from turning on her title reign?
Mm-hmm.
Like, quite a few people already have turned on it, and I don't think there's much more you can really do with her to avoid the other half turning on it at this point. I think the best thing for her is lose the title for a little bit, stay away from it, and then we can revisit it next year.
Right.
Mia Yim should be in the title picture. That'd be great. I think Stephanie Vakir, Julia, and all the upcomers are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of great talent that in the women's division. At times the women can be more entertaining than the men, which is fantastic. You could argue that the women had the best match of WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, they did, in my opinion.
Say both triple threats stole the show. That's for sure. But we're gonna hop up on out of here, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to catch us next Tuesday. I know, Brody. I got a grumpy old man back there. You can see his little tail wagging.
Mm-hmm.
He has to go to the bathroom. So
nature calls.
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Please enjoy your weekend. Enjoy all the wrestling. I don't think any UFC fighters will be there.
Nope.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it. And everybody, have a good night.